Okay, so now that we're going to talk about there was and there were, it's pretty much the same in regards to meaning to there is and there are. The difference, as you can imagine, is that there was, it's in past, and there were, it's in past as well. There was is the past form of there is, and there were is the past form of there are. So let me go ahead and give you an example. Okay. So we have there is, which is going to change to there was. And we have there are, which is going to change to there were. Okay. So a few examples, very simple. There was a bus parked here yesterday. Okay, so as you can see, this is past. I'm giving you the whole example in past. It means that today it's not here. For example, I don't know if it happens to you, because I don't know if you have, do you have siblings? Any brothers or sisters? Okay. In my house, my siblings are like ants. They eat everything that is sugary. So if there is a chocolate cake, if there is a chocolate, if there is any dessert, anything, they're gonna eat it for sure. So it's very common for us to say, I remember that I would open the fridge and I would say, there was a chocolate cake on the fridge. Who ate the chocolate cake? So that is a perfect example of how we can use there was. And there were, it's pretty much the same. The difference is that it's plural, okay? So you can say there were some apples. On the table. Like that. Any questions up to now, guys? Nope, okay. These, of course, are positive sentences. How do we make it negative? Negative the same way that we do with there is and there are. So what we do is...
I have a question.
Tell me.
En el quiz, bueno, y también el workbook, pero es que yo no recuerdo en qué momento de las lecciones vimos nosotros lo de any y some.
No, yeah, we did talk about it. Because we mentioned that we read it. Let me show you. We read this part where we said that we use some usually for positive nouns, and we use any when it's either a question or when it is a negative.
Pero si lo vimos en alguna clase.
Sí, claro.
Pues yo busqué ahí, yo más o menos, ajá, cómo se usa, pero no recordaba que lo hubiéramos visto en alguna clase, honestamente. Bueno, ahí no. Gracias, Einer.
Y yo fue revisar, solo creo que en el nivel 1.
Yo me quedé bateada. ¿En qué parte del quiz? Auxilio. Sí, Heiner, sí, ya lo recibió.
Donde había que convertirla, en la primera era que había que convertir las oraciones después en preguntas.
Sí, no, o sea, digamos, sí.
Creo que como en un par se tenía que usar eso, creo.
No hay micrófono para reír. No, hay palabras.
Don't worry, I'm sure
Yo creo que se podría ir olvidando de su lavando.
Al contrario.
O manchar la hoja de delincuencia. Cualquiera de las dos.
Es que los chiquillos no saben eso. Le conté a Sofi que llamé al lugar donde Sofi compró la mata de lavanda y me dijeron que como era que no hacían entregas en Heredia. Yo vivo en Heredia. Entonces, y me dijeron que si quería comprar una tenía que tener la hoja de delincuencia manchada porque solo la gente de Zampa puede comprar ahí.
Qué fuerte.
Ocupa
I
que
know,
Sofía
right?
haga la vuelta.
Literal, voy a ir a hacerle vuelta a Luis.
Bueno, muy conveniente en ese caso, Sofía. Más bien es conveniente.
Es una mata de lavanda, digamos, pero bueno.
In case, because this is being recorded, so it's lavender. It's for everybody. Okay, so going back to the topic, guys. So these are positive sentences. We can use some and any here. We can say, for example, there were some. No, some's already there. Let's change it. They're wearing. Wait, just a second. There weren't any participants left in the classroom. Like that. So we're going to use any in negative situations or in questions. For example, are there any participants left in the classroom? And question mark, as simple as that. That's how you form. This is a positive sentence. This other one, it's a negative sentence. And this is a question using there is and there are. Very important. In using there is and there are, it's now common to use WH questions. So usually you pretty much never, I would say what, there, where, something. No. Or what are, what, where, there, something. That is not common. It's ungrammatical and most likely it will be unsemantical since the meaning of it will be affected. Okay, so usually just yes or no questions or positive and negative statements. Questions up to here?
It's clear.
It's clear. Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, so
No, not use it WH
WH.
or WH. No, no se usa,
No, exactly. You don't.
pero es incorrecto usarlo entonces.
Exactly.
O no es común.
No es
Incorrecto.
incorrecto. No es gramaticalmente correcto.
Okay.
Okay, any other question? Let's have a few more examples. Okay. Okay, question. For an imaginary candy, can I use a or and with there, where? Yes or
No.
no? Why not?
Para decir, es que sería para algo
Oh, sí.
no plural y were es plural.
Exactly, that's correct. Thank you. Then there, where it's plural. And a and n are singular. Therefore, it will be incorrect. We can use it with there was. So we can say there was a new student in the class. As simple as that. Do you want to make it into negative? You can say there wasn't a new student in the class. And if you want to make it into a question, was there a new student in the class? Okay, tell me, Annie.
Es para estar más claro en la parte anterior de, no sé si podría subir bueno, donde estábamos en any.
There.
Yes. Entonces se usa some para positivos y any para negativos.
Correct.
Oh,
Any can also
okay.
be used for questions. Like when you say, are there any participants? Are there any apples on the table? Are there any people interested in the position, etc.? Are there any students interested in the course?
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. Okay, questions up to here, guys? Nope. Okay, so let's look at what the book says because we actually haven't seen what the book says. So the book says, there was and there were. Well, pretty much it does nothing because it's the same as there is and there are. We just have examples. There was an old TV. There wasn't a remote control. Was there a ghost? Well, there were only 3 guests. There weren't any more people. Were there any windows? Yes, there was. No, there wasn't. Yes, there were. No, there weren't. Okay, that's pretty much how it works. It's very simple. It's very common. I personally use it, I would say, every day. So it's good for you to master, and it's quite simple, quite simple. Okay, so now what I want to ask you to do is, if you're in page 138, which is this one that we're looking at, just change the page and go and work on the part which is 8C. I want to give you some time to work on it and to see if you have any question or concern in regards to the same part. Okay? If you're already finished, just let me know.